From a broken jaw to a smashed nose, these are the most dangerous injuries in bull riding history. At number 7, Eduardo Aparticto's ride on Acting Crazy lasted just 2.71 seconds, but the consequences stayed with him for weeks.
Cito down, and you can see slow to move.
As he came off the bull, his face slammed directly into the animal's head. The impact broke his jaw immediately, leaving him dazed and unable to continue.
It's crazy. This one should not buck him off, and he's gonna get him again, and oh man.
Doctors diagnosed him with a fractured jaw and scheduled surgery to repair the damage. Plates and screws were inserted to stabilize the bone. For nearly 2 weeks, Aparticto couldn't eat solid food. He survived on a liquid diet, soups, mashed potatoes, protein shakes. The weight started coming off quickly. He dropped nearly 9 pounds in just a short stretch. Once cleared, he returned with a helmet to protect the still healing injury, determined to climb his way back into the top 35. But that is an entirely different story for an entirely different time. Now, a broken jaw would have been easier to deal with, but for Ned Cross, it was worse. His nose got completely smashed at number 6.
First 2 rounds, he made really great rides. You can see there he took a shot to the nose.
Cross went up against Straight Jacket during the 2010 PBR World Finals in Las Vegas. It would have been an amazing ride, as he had hoped, but then just 2.80 seconds into the ride, he was bucked off hard.
Trying to add his 3rd ride, it's not going to happen. Straight Jacket curls him up and then takes a cut.
That alone might have been manageable, but as he tried to regroup, Straight Jacket circled back and slammed him in the face with one of its horns. It was direct, breaking his nose instantly.
This year, the egg over. Meanwhile, Ned Cross trying to add his 3rd ride. It's not going to happen. Straight Jacket curls him up and then takes a couple shots.
Ned Cross started off with an amazing finals. The first 2 rounds, he made really great rides. You can see there he took a shot to the nose. You see some blood running down. Bull turns back there into his hand and just really has him on the outside of the spin. In most cases, when you see these bulls spin...
The medics moved in quickly, and Cross was taken for evaluation. X-rays confirmed the damage. His nose was broken clean. His doctor later gave a grim update. His nose took a serious hit. The bull's horn didn't just glance off, it tore straight through. The damage was severe, and it happened so fast there was no time for the body to brace for it. It's going to take a long time to heal. That ride, and what happened after, still stands as one of the most brutal moments of the 2010 finals. Speaking of brutal, at number 5, Brady Gray came dangerously close to dying after the bull he was riding on threw and trampled him during the College National Finals Rodeo in the United States.
The dangers of this event, the Cowboys just take a beating sometimes, and that was the case with Brady Gray from Odessa College, a Hallsville, Australia native.
The young rider was bucked off by Frontier Rodeo's Levi the Boss, and as he hit the ground, the bull stepped directly on his chest. Though he managed to stand briefly, Gray was quickly pulled into a nearby bucking chute.
The dangers of this event, the Cowboys just take a beating sometimes, and that was the case with Brady Gray from Odessa College, a Hallsville, Australia native.
From there, he was placed on a backboard and rushed away by ambulance. When he arrived at the hospital, he had no pulse. Doctors immediately placed him in a medically induced coma and put him on a ventilator. According to Odessa College coach CJ Aragon, Gray suffered multiple severe injuries, including broken ribs, collapsed lungs, and a bruised aorta during the incident at the Casper Events Center. And hey, also lucky to be alive was Dax Preston, who got severely injured after a rodeo event at number 4.
Well, lucky to be alive after riding a bull Saturday.
Preston was just 19 when everything changed in a split second.
I seen that gate open, that bull come out, and then I just opened my eyes and I was in a hospital.
While riding, he slammed headfirst into the bull, a violent collision that left him with severe injuries, placed him in a coma, and forced doctors to put him on life support.
The 19-year-old's head hitting the bull's head while riding, landing him in the hospital with severe injuries, in a coma and on life support.
It wasn't his first injury, not by a long shot. He'd broken ribs before, walked off hits that would have kept others down, and accepted pain as part of the ride. But this one was was different. This one was nearly fatal.
If you're gonna do it, you have to be all in about it.
Dax Preston has been riding all in.
Something that gave you adrenaline, you wanted to do it, and
He was riding in Marysville, Utah, everything going to plan, until one moment changed everything. As his head dropped, the bull's head rose, and the two collided hard. The impact was instant and brutal.
if you're gonna do it, you have to be all in about it.
Dax Preston has been riding all in.
Something that gave you adrenaline, you wanted to.
Slid my hand in on the rope and nodded my head. I see that gate open. That bull comes out. Then I just opened my eyes and I was in a hospital. He had been unconscious for 15 hours, kept alive on life support. The damage was severe. A fractured skull, a brain bleed, and partial hearing loss. What started as just another ride ended with doctors fighting to keep him alive.
Just grab my helmet, put my hat down, and thank God I did, because, you know, I wouldn't be here.
Even then, Preston never backed away from what the sport meant to him. He understands bull riding for what it really is. A dangerous game where getting hurt isn't a possibility, it's a guarantee. If you're gonna do it, he said later, you have to be all in about it. Injuries are part of bull riding, but number 3 hits differently. JB Mooney, one of the sport's all-time greats, saw his career end after a brutal fall from Arctic Assassin.
When I first hit the ground, I was like, whew, thank God I didn't step on my legs, and I rolled over, and when I put my hands down, pushed to get up, I felt it. Felt like somebody stuck a hot knife right in the back of my neck. And
everyone expected a clean ride, and if things went sideways, most believed Mooney would just brush it off like he always did, but this time, he didn't. Mooney hit the ground hard and all the weight went straight to his neck. Doctors did all they could to fix it, but in the end, they had to use rods, plates, and screws just to keep his neck stable.
I said, why? He said, they can't transport you. They can't move you. I was like, that bad? He said, it's not very good. I was like, son of a bitch, here we go. So
over time, fans learned to accept that Mooney wouldn't ride again, but letting go of what happened to Mason Lowe hasn't been that easy at number 2. At 25, Mason Lowe had already built a name for himself in the PBR world, sitting comfortably at number 18 in the rankings. He was respected, well-liked, and known for his calm focus and support of his fellow riders.
And he laid it on the line each and every time, and he was one of my heroes, and I thrived off of him, and you know, I just, words ain't here right now.
But on January 15th, 2019, during the National Western Stock Show in Denver, all of that came to a halt. The ride barely got started before he was thrown off. And while that might have seemed like the worst of it, the real damage came after the fall. As Mason hit the ground, the bull circled and brought its full weight down on his chest. Witnesses said he stood up, even clutched his chest, trying to walk it off. But then he collapsed. The blow had done more than just knock the air out of him. It ruptured his heart, crushed his aorta, and caused massive internal injuries. Even with a protective vest on, the impact was too much. He was rushed to Denver Health, but he didn't make it. The loss stunned the sport.
Absolutely, he's one of the top riders in the world. He was in the top 20 in the world. And from all accounts, just an outstanding human being.
It was a reminder of how fast bull riding can turn, even for the most experienced. In the days that followed, the PBR and National Western Stock Show raised over $200,000 for his wife, Abby, and his family. His funeral drew riders, fans, and friends from all over. Since then, Mason's name has lived on through the Mason Lowe Award, given to the rider with the highest scoring ride of the season. And for number 1, we have the death of Lane Frost. Frost was only 25 when he rode taking care of business at the 1989 Cheyenne Frontier Days in Wyoming. He made the full 8 seconds and scored 85 points. A solid ride on a tough bull. But what followed was unexpected. The ground was slick from earlier rain, and as he dismounted, his footing wasn't steady. Before he could fully clear the danger zone, the bull turned back toward him. It wasn't a full-on goring, but the bull's horn hit him hard in the back. The impact broke several ribs, and one of them pierced a major artery. He was taken out of the arena, but there was no saving him. By 3:59 p.m., he was pronounced dead. His death stunned the rodeo world.
Lane's a world champion. You don't expect a world champion, you know, to die in one of the biggest, most prestigious rodeo in the world.
At the time, wearing a protective vest was a personal choice. Most didn't. Cody Lambert, one of Frost's closest friends, took that moment personally. He began working on a vest that could prevent this kind of injury. That vest would soon become standard equipment in professional bull riding. Thousands came to his funeral in Atoka, Oklahoma, despite heavy rain. Hedeman later rode a bull for 16 seconds at the NFR, not because he had to, but because he wanted to send a one last tribute to his friend. Frost was later inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame and remembered through the film 8 Seconds. But beyond the accolades and memorials, his death forced the sport to take its own safety seriously. What happened to him changed everything. In bull riding, you have to be ready for injuries because the longer you ride, the worse they tend to get. But more than that, you also have to be ready that it might just be your last ride.